Hi, my name's Brandon Bauschy. I'm the founder of How to Start a Business in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today we're going to talk about marketing for a small business. And I'm going to give you a brief introduction of how much most small businesses spend. Then I'm going to discuss defining your brand, um, high ROI channels, then how to approach advertising if you're going to do paid marketing, and then I will discuss how to build trust with organic marketing strategies, track, and then discuss the importance of tracking and adjusting your marketing strategies to increase your return on investment. And finally, I'll discuss 5 ways that you can get quick marketing wins. All right, let's start by discussing how much small businesses spend on marketing. One of the things we learned while um, researching how businesses do marketing at Upflip was that most small businesses spend less than $1,000 a year on marketing. That means there's a real opportunity for you to get ahead of most business owners if you're willing to invest. If you're spending digitally, though, you'll normally need at least $1,000 a month per channel for for at least 3 months before you can really start measuring your return, and that's because it takes time to optimize marketing. So be prepared that if you do advertising as opposed to just organic marketing, you're going to have some time lag before you see results, and it's going to cost some money. Let's continue discussing the branding. The first step of marketing a small business is defining your brand. The, we'll discuss um, creating a brand story, your ideal customer, brand guidelines, how to create a marketing plan, and how to create a clear offer. Your brand story is simply why you do what you do. Um, for instance, I I'm a business consultant because I enjoy helping others succeed. It feels so much better for me when I see someone else succeed than when I just get something good for myself. So I really enjoy doing that. Then I graduated to writing and creating videos because I can help more people than I can with one-on-one consulting. So I make it a point to try to create blogs and videos to be able to help more people than I can otherwise. And I mean, when I was writing with Upflip, I was helping 2 million people a year, which is a lot more people than I could ever meet with consulting one on one. So you want to tell your story and why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just because of money. It's because of some bigger purpose. It's you see a problem you want to fix, or you just love helping people, or it allows you to pursue your creative adventures, whatever it may be. There's some bigger reason why you do what you do, and people want to know that because that's what really matters. People like helping people who they like, and if they don't like you, they don't want to give you their money. They worked hard for that. It's important to learn everything you can about your ideal customer. You want to understand their age, sex, where they live, what kind of hobbies they have, what time they're online, where they shop, um, whether they're parents, homeowners, business owners. You want to know everything you possibly can about them. How much money they make, uh, anything you possibly can, you want to learn. There's a lot of information available. For instance, you can use data from census.gov, or you can use Facebook Insights to be or Meta Insights to be able to get information about the people who are already customers and are interacting with your content. There's also people in most social medias has stuff like that as well. So I mean, there's lots of ways to be able to get information about your ideal customer, but the more you know about them, the more you can narrowly target your advertising. And when you're advertising to a much narrower group of people, your marketing dollars go farther, and that will save you money over the long run. The next step will be to create brand guidelines. This will be a written document that focuses on explaining how your intellectual property will be used, what kind of fonts you'll use, what colors you use, how people can and cannot use your logo, the type of language you use, and it also includes customer service. It creates the goal here is to make it where no matter who is doing the work, your communications are consistent. They need to be the same uh, across both the digital and the traditional marketing. So, for instance, if somebody sees one of your trucks out on town and sees the brand name and the logo and your phone number and your address, and then they go online, they'll be able to easily tell that a social media channel is yours. They'll be able to tell that the website is the same as a social media profile and as the truck. So this is how you keep consistency across your marketing. Without this, people are just going to do whatever they want. Even with it, people will do what they want. But with it, you can kind of prevent people from just going ham. And if they do go ham, you can tell them, hey, when I hired you, I provided you brand guidelines that dictate how you're supposed to do stuff. And you did not comply with this, and this. Please correct it. So it makes it where it's easier for you to manage your team if you're hiring either employees or subcontractors. Next, you'll want to create a marketing plan. It doesn't have to be complex, but you need to document what channels you want to use, how frequently you want to post, software that you'll be using for marketing, and um, if you're doing advertising, you'll want to document your marketing budget and your goals with marketing. Um, there's a lot that you goes into marketing, and you'll want to make sure that you have something to refer back to keep you on track. You can make them more complex, but at first just document what you want to do and how you want to do it. Then once you've got that, for instance, email marketing, you'll want to document um, what type of different emails you'll send consistently and how your email automation will work. Social media, you might want to document what social media channels you're on and how frequently you post, how quickly you'll respond to customers, and how you're going to get those people who interact with your post to become leads where you have their email, you have their phone number, you have information about them, and you aren't relying solely on the social media platform to be able to interact with them. Because when you're relying on the social media platform, it's the social media's customers. When you have their contact information, they become your customers. They become people that you can interact with regardless of whether a social media program closes, or God forbid your business gets hacked and you no longer have the account. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong on social media. So making sure that you try to get them to your site and where you have the information to be able to interact with them is critical. Another important aspect of marketing is creating a clear offer. Typically, you'll have a introductory offer, which is something like provide your email, we'll give you a 10% discount on your first order. These are to incentivize making it where you can communicate with the customer even if they don't buy. This is critical and it has to be clear. If you make it an offer like the one I mentioned about the 10% off your first offer, that makes it really easy for them to know exactly what they're going to get. Or another one is free shipping for over orders over $100, or first free time cleaning for $39. Whatever the offer is, you want to make it really easy to understand. Marketing channels. There are a number of marketing channels you can use, but there's some that are really low hanging fruit. For starters, you want to use Google Business Profile for any local business. It's a platform. It's what puts you on Google Maps and shows up in the search bar when you search a business name. It shows pictures. It shows your business hours. It shows your phone number, your address, um, and all kinds of other information and reviews to let people know what your business is all about and how to get there, how to contact it. It's crucial. When people leave reviews, you're going to need to comment on them and respond to them, and you'll want to make posts on there occasionally. Social media is another low hanging fruit because it's also free. You'll want to use you'll want to use one or two starting off. Don't try to overload yourself by doing omni-channel marketing unless you have lots of experience running a business and you know how to do it already. It's complex. It requires more software, which is going means it's going to cost more. And the chances are that most of the channels won't do as well because each social media site has a different target market, and you should be working on the ones that match your ideal customer. Um, in addition to social media and Google Business Profile, you'll obviously want a website, and you'll want um, an email and SMS marketing system. Many customer relationship management software like Jobber or House Call Pro include this kind of functionality in them, and it's really helpful. It makes it where you can set up a clear communication path that is consistently repeated. And to do that, you're going to need to be collecting their emails or their phone numbers with like a contact form on your website. And then you can start sending them through the email automation process. Um, Another really low cost method of finding customers is also local business meetups and the such. They're a good way of networking and meeting potential vendors, potential clients, and just getting your name out. You can hand them business cards, and if somebody asks them, "Hey, do you know someone?" they might refer people to you. So it's really helpful to be networking and getting out among the people in your town. Advertising is another area that you can use to market your small business. It's using payment to get customers to do certain things. Normally, you're paying either a social media website or a search engine or a company like Amazon or Etsy to feature your business or your products. And these can be extraordinarily successful. But many business owners find that they're a waste of money, and it's because they are doing it wrong. They're either using too low of a budget. Most websites require about $1,000 a month for you to really find success with paid advertisements. They also normally require approximately 3 months for to optimize how it targets customers. So whether it's using AI to target customers or whether you're manually optimizing it, like in Google, you can put in keywords and you can create your own headlines and your own descriptions, and you can add all that in to make it where you have some control. But if you aren't assuming you're going to spend about $1,000 a month per channel, and then it's going to take about 3 months to optimize, you're setting yourself up for failure. Um, because you're going to find some people, some of the ads do really well, some don't, and you're going to want to figure out which ones do and throw more money to them. And the ones that don't work well, you want to scale back or even eliminate or replace, because I mean, there's no point in throwing good money after bad money. The more you optimize it and the better you get at it, eventually you will start to see phenomenal returns off of it. But it does take some time, and if you don't expect to spend about $3,000 over a quarter, You just probably won't see great results unless you have lots of experience advertising. And most new small business owners don't have that experience. Oh, another key aspect of marketing is building trust organically. And the way you do this is you seek reviews from customers. That's something you need to do with every satisfied customer is ask them for a review. If you don't ask, they're probably not going to do it. But if you ask and you make it easy for them to provide a review, they normally will. And customer and potential customers want to know, hey, other people have used this business and trust it. So it's really important to get reviews. Um, it's also important to create useful information. For instance, any question you are asked more than once, record a video answering it and post it to your social media. It will help build trust, and it will start showing that you really understand what the customer needs. It might not get a customer, but it also helps with training employees. So you're kind of killing two birds with one action. You can also take that video and post it on your website along with a blog to help with search engine optimization, which is basically showing that you have a mastery of these subjects that Google or any search engine expects you to discuss to when you're discussing a subject matter. For instance, HVAC companies might want to discuss stuff like, why is my air conditioner blowing hot air? Um, my thermostat died. They're going to want to answer questions that customers have. And when you share all this information, eventually people start to recognize you. They know who you are, and when they have a problem that you can solve, they think of you. So, and that's what trust is all about. Then you'll also want to make sure that your customer service contributes to building the trust. Um, have you ever hired a contractor and they say they'll be there at a certain time? An hour after they're supposed to be there, they still haven't called, they haven't texted, they haven't said anything, they just ghosted you. Super annoying. Nobody likes it, and it fails to build trust. So if you say you'll do something, do it. And always make sure you promise less than you know you can achieve. When you under promise and over deliver, customers are going to be more satisfied than if you just meet their expectations, or worse yet, fail to meet their expectations. It's important to track your marketing. Some of the software will track specific aspects. For instance, you can set up Google Analytics where it will track what happens on your website. You can set up Facebook Pixel to or Meta Pixel to track when people come from Facebook or Instagram to your website. Um, But that's only part of the interactions. You'll also want to track the stuff that you don't see, like that those software don't see, like what happens in person, what happens over the phone, what happens in your email. And for things like that, you to track things like that, you need a customer relationship management system. You're also want to track your financials, because if you don't know how much you're making per customer, if you don't know what the profit, how much labor it's taking per customer, if you don't know what your profit margins are, you can't improve what you aren't tracking. So make it a point to track the basic business metrics that you need to know, and then slowly optimize to improve ones that are doing well. And if ones are just doing horribly, eliminate them. Don't waste time and money working on something that isn't working. It doesn't make sense. You have too much going on. We've discussed a lot of information in this video, so it's reasonable that you may be like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with all this? Well, there's some really quick, easy ones you can get. First off, claim your Google business profile. Then reach out to your customers that you've already had, and get at least 10 reviews. Then showcase them on your website, showcase them on your Google business profiles, showcase them on your social media, um, and keep pursuing reviews after every chance. Then after every customer, the next thing you can do is post 3 times a week on one or two social media platforms. This is just to get your name out and help people start knowing who you are. The next thing you can do is create an email list, start an email list with a simple welcome offer. I discussed earlier in the video what some of the potential offers you might use are. Then finally, talk with another local business that makes sense for you to interact with. For instance, an HVAC company might partner with a plumber, or a laundromat might partner with a grocery store, or or a restaurant. There's all kinds of possibilities, but find a local business that you can do cross promotion with, and that makes it where their customers can get introduced to you and your customers can get introduced to them. You see it with school. You see this all the time with schools doing fundraisers, uh, where they choose will partner with a restaurant, and the restaurant gives them a percentage of all sales that bring in a coupon. So there's all kinds of opportunities, and many of these are just doing something once and then just developing a habit, and eventually it just snowballs and gets bigger and bigger until your business is self-perpetuating. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. And if you really loved it, please share or give me a call, text, or email, and I will be happy to help you with your marketing. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.